Did you know the oldest human art wasn't painted in Europe or Asia, but in Africa? 70,000 years ago, deep within the Blombos cave in South Africa, our ancestors etched abstract patterns into stone, marking the dawn of visual storytelling. This is where Africa's visual legacy begins, a legacy that spans millennia and continents. From the hieroglyphs of ancient Egypt to the terracotta sculptures of the Nok culture, Africa's art tells the story of innovation, identity, and resistance. The Blombos cave rock art is a silent witness to humanity's first attempts at symbolic expression. These geometric patterns, etched into ochre stones, predate European cave paintings by tens of thousands of years. They remind us that Africa is not just the cradle of humankind but also the birthplace of art. Fast forward to the Nile Valley, where ancient Egypt flourished. The hieroglyphs adorning temple walls and tomb paintings weren't mere decorations. They were a complex writing system, blending art and language to immortalize the stories of pharaohs and gods. The grandeur of Egyptian statues and reliefs continues to awe the world, but they are just one chapter in Africa's visual history. Around 1000 BC, in what is now Nigeria, the Nok culture created terracotta sculptures that rival the artistry of ancient Greece. These intricate figures, depicting human faces and bodies, are among the earliest known sculptures in sub-Saharan Africa. Yet their story is often overshadowed by European narratives of art history. The Kanem Empire, centered around Lake Chad, minted coins adorned with intricate designs and inscriptions. These coins weren't just currency, they were visual records of trade routes and cultural exchange across the Sahara. The Fatimid dynasty, which rose in Tunisia and expanded into Egypt, left behind colourful seals and architectural reliefs that blended Islamic art with African identity. Saladin's Ayyubid banners, embroidered with Quranic verses, were both military symbols and theological statements. But Africa's visual story took a dark turn with the arrival of colonialism. Colonial photographers manipulated images to portray Africans as primitive, reinforcing stereotypes that justified exploitation. Colonial maps, drawn at the Berlin Conference in 1884, divided the continent without regard for its people or history. Yet Africa's resilience shines through in its art of resistance. The flags of newly independent nations in 1960 became global symbols of self-determination. The Rwanda genocide and Congo War were documented in harrowing photos and survivor testimonies, forcing the world to confront its complicity. Today, African artists like El Anasui and Julie Maritu are reinterpreting history through mixed media, challenging stereotypes and celebrating resilience. Social media has become a new canvas for visual storytelling, with movements like using photos and videos to expose injustice. Sites like Robben Island and Gorée Island attract visitors with curated exhibits that tell the stories of slavery and liberation. Africa's visual legacy is being digitized, with projects like the African Visual Heritage Project preserving rock art, colonial photos, and independence-era footage for future generations. Young Africans are using TikTok and Instagram to share animated histories of pre-colonial empires, reclaiming narratives long suppressed. From the Blombos cave to the digital age, Africa's visual story is one of creativity, resistance, and renewal. It reminds us that history isn't just written, it's drawn, sculpted, photographed, and shared.